Welcome, beloved soul. Let us begin this sacred meditation with prayer. Holy God, we come before you seeking clarity and peace. Grant us the wisdom to know what is ours to carry, the courage to tend it faithfully, and the grace to release what was never meant for our hands. Quiet our hearts, still our minds. Guide us into truth, responsibility, and gentle alignment with your will. Amen.
Welcome to this meditation. Today, we'll explore the sacred territory of responsibility, what it means to truly own what is ours, and what it means to gently release what was never ours to carry. Our goal is to find clarity, allowing for transformation and healing within our hearts and minds as we learn to discern the difference between mature ownership and exhausting over responsibility. Through the wisdom of Scripture, from the voice of Cain asking, "Am I my brother's keeper?" to Paul's gentle reminder that each of us must carry our own load, to Christ's teaching that responsibility is shaped by what we have been given, we will journey together toward a new understanding. By the end of this meditation, you may find yourself standing in a different relationship with responsibility, not as burden, not as blame, not as punishment, but as sacred alignment with who you are and what you truly are called to carry. Allow yourself now to arrive here exactly as you are. There is nothing you need to fix in this moment. There is nothing you need to prove. Simply be present. Begin by finding a comfortable position, whether seated or lying down, and allow your body to settle into the support beneath you. Gently close your eyes or soften your gaze downward. Take a slow, deep breath through your nose and release it slowly through your mouth. Again, breathe in, allowing your lungs to expand fully, and breathe out, releasing any tension you've been holding. One more time. Inhale deeply, drawing in peace. Exhale completely, letting go of whatever you no longer need in this moment. Now allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. You don't need to control it. Simply witness it. The breath knows what to do. It is always known. Begin to notice the weight of your body. Feel the places where your body makes contact with the surface beneath you. The back of your head, your shoulders, your back, your hips, legs, and heels. Allow gravity to do its work. You don't have to hold yourself upright now. You are held. In this moment, bring your attention fully to the present. Not to what happened earlier today, not to what awaits you tomorrow. Just here, just now. This is where the transformation begins, in the willingness to be present. As you rest in this stillness, I invite you to gently notice something. Without judgment, without criticism. Simply become curious about the weight you carry in your own life. We all carry things, responsibilities, obligations, the needs of others, expectations, both of our own and those placed upon us. Some of these weights feel natural, even sacred, like a purpose we were born to fulfill. Others feel heavy in a different way, borrowed burdens, inherited guilt, responsibilities that were never truly ours to begin with. In the book of Genesis, we encounter a man named Cain. After making a choice that wounded another, when God asks him, "Where is your brother, Cain?" Cain responds with a question of his own. "Am I my brother's keeper?" Feel the energy of that question. It carries deflection, a turning away from what is truly his. But beneath the deflection, there is something else. There's confusion. There's perhaps even fear. What belongs to me? What doesn't? Where do I end and another begin? This ancient question still echoes with us today. Perhaps you've asked it yourself in your own way. Is this mine to fix? Am I supposed to carry this? Where does my responsibility end? Notice without judgment if any of these questions resonate in your body right now. You may feel a tightening somewhere in your chest, your shoulders, or your stomach. Or you may feel a weariness, a heaviness that has been with you for longer than you've realized. Simply notice. You don't have to do anything with it right now. Just acknowledge that this is here. You see, dear one, it is possible to notice our patterns without being controlled by them. We can observe our tendencies without judging them as good or bad. Some of us have a pattern of taking on too much. We absorb the emotions of others. We carry responsibilities that were handed to us without our consent. We say yes when everything within us is whispering no. Others of us have a pattern of stepping back, perhaps too far. We avoid what truly is ours to address. We deflect like Cain, hoping someone else will handle it. We carry guilt about this avoidance, which becomes its own heavy burden. And as many of us swing between both, taking too much one moment, avoiding completely the next, exhausted by over-responsibility, then guilty about under-responsibility, caught in a cycle that never quite finds rest. Right now, in this sacred space, I invite you to simply notice which pattern feels most familiar to you. Not to fix it, not to shame yourself for it, just to see it clearly, perhaps for the very first time. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Galatians, offers us profound wisdom. Paul says, each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. For each one should carry their own load. Hear these words again. Each one should carry their own load. Not everyone's load, not no one's load, but their own. There is a load that is yours. It is sized for you. It matches your capacity, your gifts, your calling. And when you carry it, truly yours and no one else's, there is a rightness to it, a steadiness. Even when it is challenging, there is a peace in knowing this is mine to carry. Now we come to the heart of this meditation. Discernment. How do we know what is truly ours to carry? In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus teaches, "From everyone who has been given much, much is demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked." This is not a threat. It is not meant to create anxiety. It is an invitation to honest self-awareness. What have you been given? What capacities live within you? What awareness, what understanding, what resources have been placed in your hands? Your responsibility is shaped by what you've received, not by what others demand of you, not by what guilt tries to convince that you owe, but by the sacred intersection of your gifts, your capacity, and your calling. I invite you now to imagine yourself standing in a quiet, open space. Perhaps it is a garden at dusk, or a clearing in the forest, or a peaceful shoreline. In this sacred space, scattered around you are various objects. Each one represents a responsibility you've been carrying. Some are small and light. Some are large and heavy. Some are wrapped carefully as if precious. Others are tangled, knotted, difficult to even look at. Walk slowly among these objects in your imagination. As you approach each one, ask gently, "Is this truly mine?" Some responsibilities will feel clearly yours when you ask. There is a quiet knowing in your heart. Yes, this belongs to me. This is part of my purpose. Other responsibilities may feel heavy and uncertain. When you ask, you sense confusion, guilt, or obligation, but not the deep, peaceful knowing of true ownership. And some responsibilities may reveal themselves clearly as belonging to someone else entirely. They were placed in your space, perhaps without your consent. Perhaps you picked them up out of love or fear or habit, but they were never truly yours. This is the beginning of discernment. And when we exercise discernment, it often naturally leads to the practice of release. And release, while sometimes difficult, is deeply sacred. When we put down what was never ours to carry, we're not abandoning anyone. We're not being selfish. We are creating space, both for ourselves and for the person whose burden it truly is. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do for another person is to stop carrying what belongs to them, to trust that they have their own strength, to trust that they have their own journey with the divine, and to trust that God can reach them without us standing in the way. In your imagination, notice those objects that do not belong to you, without harsh judgment toward yourself for having carried them, without resentment toward those who may have placed them in your space. Simply acknowledge, this is not mine. Now gently, intentionally, begin to set them down. You might place them at the edge of your space, where they can be returned to their rightful owners. Or you might offer them upward, releasing them into the care of the divine. And as you set them down, notice how your body responds. There may be relief. There may also be grief or fear or a strange sense of loss. This is normal. We sometimes become attached to burdens we've carried for a long time, even when they exhaust us. Breathe into whatever arises. Let it be there without needing to push it away. And with each exhale, continue to release. Now turn your attention to what remains. These are the responsibilities that are truly yours. Approach them not with dread, not with resignation, but with a willingness to see them clearly. Your load is not a punishment. It is not evidence that you have failed. It is the unique contribution you have to make, the intersection of your gifts, your capacity, and this particular moment in time. Galatians reminds us that we can take pride in carrying our own load, not a pride of arrogance, but a quiet dignity. The satisfaction of mature ownership, the peace of knowing I am doing what is mine to do. In this moment, I invite you to make a gentle commitment, not forced by guilt, not driven by fear of what others will think, but arising from your deepest sense of who you are and what matters to you. You might say to yourself, I am willing to carry what is mine. I am willing to show up fully for my responsibilities. And I am willing to do this with steadiness, with calm, with faith. This willingness is not a vow to be perfect. It is not a promise to never struggle. It is simply an alignment, a turning of your heart toward your own path, your own work, your own sacred load. Feel the difference between obligation and alignment. Obligation feels like chains. Alignment feels like home. As we begin to bring this meditation to a close, take a moment to integrate what you've experienced. You came here, perhaps, carrying confusion about what was truly yours. You may have been exhausted from burdens that did not belong to you. Or you may have been wrestling with guilt, avoidance, or resentment. And now something has shifted. Perhaps it's subtle, a small seed of clarity that will grow in the days ahead. Perhaps it's more profound, a felt sense of release and renewed commitment. Whatever has moved within you, honor it, trust it. And do please remember, you are not called to carry everything. You are not called to carry nothing. You are called to carry yours with presence, with values, and with grace. And when you're unclear, you can always return to this practice. You can always ask, is this mine? You can always listen for the quiet knowing that lives beneath the noise of guilt and expectation. Now begin to bring your awareness back to your physical body. Feel your breath moving in and out. Feel the weight of your body resting against the surface beneath you. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your shoulders softly. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes, returning to the room around you, bringing your awareness back to the peace and clarity that you've cultivated here. Before you move fully back into your day, I offer you one gentle invitation. In the coming week, choose one area of your life where you have been carrying something that is not truly yours. With compassion for yourself and trust in others, take one small step toward releasing it. You might have a conversation. You might gently acknowledge it in prayer. You might simply choose not to pick it up again the next time it presents itself. One small step. This is enough. Thank you for joining this meditation on the sacred weight of your own load. May you walk forward with clarity about what is yours. May you release what is not with peaceful trust. May responsibility become for you not a burden or blame, but beautiful alignment with who you are called to be. Transforming minds, empowering souls, and as always, peace, love, light, and unity.